Hey y'all, I just made a video yesterday, but then I remembered I came across the detention center thread on Reddit, and it's such a great thread to me anyway, because it doesn't feel like piling on. It just feels like with each contribution that the poster makes, it just makes you feel more and more like, yeah, I noticed that. And then I guess for some reason that just makes me feel better because I know when I was watching that whole debacle go down, I thought I was the only one. So it was a real find coming across that Reddit. And yeah, I'm sure Reddit thread. And I'm sure in a few days the whole thing will blow over, or maybe not, but I know I'll probably be over it. I mean, I already am, but I'm just so glad that I found that because like I said, when I was driving my husband crazy, that I need a new hobby, I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do? Because, I've been doing just going to work, coming home, and watching YouTube for a couple hours for years and years and years. I'm not really ready to tackle anything new. Everything is too difficult for me, too expensive, too whatever. So I'm glad I found that thread because now I feel back in balance mentally regarding that person. And then I saw that the TSP took his page down. Now, I don't know if he took it down completely, meaning all the content, but I doubt it. But that's another weird thing, because why would you do that? I mean, just stop posting for a while. It's just weird. Just weird. Anyway, here's that other video. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Hey y'all, it's so funny because even though the hoopla seems to have been dying down, I was reading a Reddit post about the detention center, and I was so struck by about a month ago, I complained to my husband when he really wants to hear about YouTube crap, right? No. But I was like, we're going to have to find a series to watch together because I cannot stand going to my YouTube channels anymore. I was like, everywhere I turn, this Katie Kool-Lady is on another channel of one that I like. She's just popping up everywhere. And he's like, well, what's wrong with her? I was like, she just is a phony. And she's got a lot of people bamboozled, and it's annoying to watch because I catch her saying some really mean things to certain people. And instead of people reacting like, wow, maybe she didn't mean it and, cut her a break or whatever, they were like, yeah, you go, girl. And she was just getting this really weird following and acting like she was, I'm not going to say the victim, but like for no reason, people just was starting not to like her. And I was like, there's plenty of reason that you're giving them because you're being so hateful and so indignant and acting like you walk on water. It all started with that trip to Tallahassee when I saw her accept an apology and then say, I changed my mind. I don't forgive you. Like, why read into it so deeply? Somebody said something, you got wind of it, you called them out, they apologized. That should have been the end. But then to go further and say, I don't accept your apology, I thought that was really cruel. And then shortly after that came the bread and bread bed and breakfast rant, and I thought that was really over the top because here this lady was remote. She was like, I have a feeling she's remote. Maybe she is. Maybe a lot of people are. Maybe there's a reason why. Maybe there's illness in her family why she can't get to her property. You don't know. Just assume that she's trying to outwit you and sneak and pull one over on you. I just thought that was so bizarre. And so then when she was, getting into it with the lady over the door, big whoop, everything was fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And then the door hinge was a little whatever, and that just ruined the whole experience. And when you see somebody start to exhibit that kind of I love you, I hate you, it's a little concerning. And so I was just going to just back off and stop seeing so many of my channels because I was like, nobody gets this. Nobody understands how evil this woman is, or at least I shouldn't say evil she is, but the evilness that she was displaying to a dark part of her personality that I felt she was not keeping under control. Because I think we all have it. I know if I'm cut off in traffic, most of the time I want to just punch someone in the face, but instead, because I don't want to wind up on the news, I just go ahead, you can go. And, but my first impulse is to be mean or hateful or flip the bird, but I don't do that because I don't want to get shot in these times. So I control, my inner darkness, if you will. And I saw that she could not control it. And in fact, she was bragging about it. And that was such a turnoff. So anyway, my point is that I felt like I was just going to stop coming to YouTube for a while until she went away, if she did, because she was appearing everywhere. And I was like, this woman is not, she's not worthy of popping up everywhere I go. I don't really care for her. And then amazingly, she imploded, which I don't want to say I was glad to see, because I wasn't. I thought it was a situation of her own making, and she could easily have corrected it if she would have just had her come to Jesus moment with herself and said, hey, I probably overreacted. It was a stressful time. The hurricane was coming. I was doing all that driving. And I was just, off kilter for a few days, and I behaved badly. And also the part about the detention center, she needed to abolish that, because that's just crazy. I mean, if you get comments that you don't like on your channel, just delete them or hide them or don't even pay them no mind. I mean, I've had my channel for 15 years, such as it is. And I have gotten so many comments when I'll post something about my cat, who is so cute, and there'll be a comment like, your cat is ugly, or you should leave her alone, or we don't care about your cat. Or if I post a tirade, I gotta hear how boring I am, or how I don't have a good mic set up, or I mean, I post the world's most beautiful truck, and I'll hear that it's, lame. I mean, it just goes on and on. And you even can post beautiful pictures of your house if you redecorate or paint or something, and then you hear somebody's like, I see dust over there, and you just have to laugh at it, because people are just gonna sometimes be that way, and it comes with the territory. So I really wanted to say thank you to the detention center on Reddit, because reading all those comments, I related to every single solitary one. I just couldn't believe that I found them all there to feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. She's way over the top. She's behaving so badly. And it just really made me feel good, because then I felt more comfortable coming back to YouTube, because one, she's gone for now. And when she does come back, if she does come back, I think this was a big wake-up call for her. And I think that she'll definitely watch her P's and Q's and be a lot nicer to people, which you have to be if you want, subs, which she seems to. And you have to also maybe make an apology. That has to, when you unveil, do a second unveiling of yourself, a reboot 2.0, the heart space or whatever. And instead of being like trying to just show everyone that, oh, I'm just so sweet and happy and smart, and I can get friendly with this one and that one. I mean, just tone it down, because she was just ridiculous. And I think with an apology and acknowledging all of that, and also acknowledging that she was way out of control with a little bit of power on her channel, I think she could have another crack at it and do a lot better. I mean, I've seen it before. People are like, oh, I never liked her. But she won me over. So good luck, Katie, whatever your name is. I never really understood the Kathy thing. But I just want to say thank you again to that detention center Reddit, because that made me feel so much better about coming to YouTube. And I appreciate that so much, because that was a huge part of my life. I mean, without YouTube, I'd be like, 4 hours a day or so. I would just have nothing to do. I know I need a hobby, but I don't have one. So YouTube is it. And I really appreciate all those comments, because they weren't said in a hateful, piling on sort of way. They were really honest and observant, and they all nailed it. So I enjoyed reading it. Anyway, that's it. Thanks, y'all. Have a good Monday. don't know why the last couple of videos I'm saying have a good day. I never say that. So it's not that I don't care what kind of day you have, but by the time you watch this or listen to it, the day's probably passed. So that's a weird sign off. So let's see. I need a new one. How about I got it. Thanks for listening, y'all. Bye now.